Have you ever wondered who protects you in the most difficult moments? The Archangel Michael, the celestial warrior, could be the answer. Discover his fascinating story and how his presence has impacted the world over the centuries. In the earliest days of creation, when the voice of the Almighty echoed across the vast landscape of the nascent universe, shaping the heavens and the earth, he also called into existence beings of a sublime and grandiose nature. These beings, known as angels, were molded from the same divine essence that permeates all things, but with a unique spark that distinguished them from the rest of creation. Among them, one shone with a special brilliance, an angel whose name reflected his very purpose, Michael. His name, which meant "who as God," was a declaration of unchanging loyalty to the Created One. Michael was invested with a power and wisdom that elevated him above many of his heavenly brethren. He was given the rank of Archangel, making him one of the leaders of the angelic hosts, a celestial warrior whose mission was to defend the true faith and protect God's chosen people. His presence radiated a majesty that captivated all those who had the privilege of beholding him. His bearing was that of a noble warrior, with a flaming sword in his right hand and a glowing shield in his left, symbols of his unalterable readiness to combat the forces of evil that threatened creation. But it was not simply his physical strength that distinguished him, but also his wisdom and discernment. Michael possessed a broad understanding of divine designs, a keen perception that enabled him to discern the true intentions of those around him. In the primordial days of heaven, Michael was among the most devoted servants of the Highest, his heart overflowing with love and reverence for his Creator. His loyalty was unswerving, and his courage to defend the divine designs was immovable. As the angels gathered in the presence of the heavenly throne, Michael stood out as an imposing figure, his presence radiating an authority that inspired respect and admiration. His voice resounded with a clarity that transcended mere sound, transporting his listeners to a higher plane of understanding. It was in these moments of intrinsic heavenly communion that Michael assumed his role as the protector of the people of Israel, the guardian of those who had been chosen by God to receive his revelation and bring his light to the world. In the vast heavenly realms where harmony reigned like an eternal mantle, a dark shadow began to spread, threatening to tear the tapestry of peace. Lucifer, an angel of great beauty and power, let pride and ambition cloud his judgment, defying the supreme authority of the Creator. His once melodious voice resounded with echoes of discontent, sowing seeds of doubt in the minds of those around him. "Why should we submit to the laws of a superior being?" proclaimed Lucifer, his gaze burning with unquenchable fire. "We are beings of great power, capable of forging our destiny." Poisoned by arrogance, these words found an echo in some angels whose souls had been seduced by the promises of greatness and unlimited freedom. One by one, they joined Lucifer's cause, forming a rebellious phalanx that openly defied the established celestial order. Michael, whose loyalty to the Creator was strong, watched with growing concern the rise of this insurrection. His heart was filled with sadness as he saw how Lucifer's lies had deceived some of his celestial brethren. Michael came face to face with the rebel leader at a crucial moment. Their gazes met. "Lucifer, my brother, I implore you to recognize the folly of your actions," Michael said, his voice authoritative. "The Creator has bestowed upon us unimaginable gifts, and we must honor them with humility and gratitude." Lucifer replied with a derisive laugh. "Humility? Gratitude? We are superior beings, Michael, destined to rule over the lower realms. Why should we submit to the chains of obedience when we have the power to choose our path?" Lucifer's words resounded like thunder in the celestial confines, unleashing a commotion that shook the very foundations of the divine realm. Michael understood that there was no room for reasoning with those who had succumbed to the seduction of evil. So the battle raged, a titanic clash between the forces of light and darkness. Michael, flanked by his loyal angels, rushed into the fray with unstoppable force, his flaming sword slicing through the enemy ranks. Lucifer, with his army of rebels, fought with unparalleled ferocity, determined to overthrow the established order. The heavens shook with the din of celestial warfare, as angels clashed in a deadly dance of swords and power. Each blow resounded like thunder, and each clash of forces shook the foundations of the cosmos. After an epic struggle, Michael prevailed, his strength and courage overcoming Lucifer's machinations. With one final blow, he drove Lucifer and his followers from the celestial realms, condemning them to wander the dark reaches of the universe. As the ashes of battle settled, Michael contemplated the scars left by the rebellion. There he realized that his duty was not only to protect the people of Israel, but also to defend the heavenly realms from the threats lurking in the shadows. In the vast trajectory of Jewish history, Michael assumed a transcendental role as protector and custodian of the chosen people. Michael is mentioned in the book of Exodus as guiding the Israelites through the most tortuous and challenging paths. From the early days of slavery in Egypt, when suffering and oppression overshadowed the lives of the Hebrews, Michael guarded them with his heavenly power. It is narrated that it was his divine intervention that allowed the miraculous opening of the waters of the Red Sea, making possible the escape of the Israelites and their way to freedom. During the years of wandering in the desert, Michael stood as a luminous pillar, illuminating the path and protecting the people from the dangers that lurked in the arid vastitudes. His guidance was essential to reach the promised land. At the most critical moments, when enemy forces threatened to crush the Israelites, Michael descended from the heavenly realms as a relentless warrior. His gleaming sword cut through the ranks of the adversaries, instilling courage and steadfastness in the hearts of the faithful. In one of those decisive battles, the book of Joshua recounts that Michael appeared to Joshua, a young Israelite warrior. With a loud voice, he said to him, "Do not be afraid, Joshua, for I am the captain of the army of the Lord. I have come to fight at your side and guide your steps to victory." Joshua, awed by the heavenly presence, nodded with reverence, realizing that Michael's divine strength would be his ally in that momentous contest. And so it was, for with Michael at their head, the Israelites prevailed over their enemies, opening the way to the land that had been promised to them by the Creator. Throughout the centuries, Michael remained a tireless guardian, watching over the survival and welfare of the Jewish people. From the Babylonian exile to the persecutions and diasporas, his presence was a beacon of hope amid darkness. His commitment to the chosen people was immovable, transcending the limitations of time and space. Michael was the heavenly sentinel, the eternal guardian who walked alongside the Israelites, ensuring that the flame of faith and survival would never be extinguished. Christian tradition also associates Michael with the protection of souls at the moment of death. He is considered the psychopomp, the guide who accompanies souls in their transition from the earthly world to the heavenly realm. With his flaming sword, Michael confronts demons who attempt to claim souls for hell, ensuring that righteous souls reach the presence of God. In Christian tradition, Michael assumes a pivotal role in the events that will mark the end of time and the advent of a new age. He is believed to be the heavenly herald announcing the second coming of the Messiah and the beginning of the Last Judgment. According to the prophecies of the book of Revelation, the days leading up to the Last Judgment will be filled with calamities and ominous signs. The world will be plunged into unprecedented chaos, with wars, famines, and natural disasters ravaging the earth. It will be at that time that Michael will descend from the heavens, his voice resounding like thunder in the far reaches of the universe. "Hear, ye children of the earth," will Michael proclaim, his presence radiating divine majesty. "The time of judgment has come, and the Lord will come to establish his eternal reign over all nations. His words will be heard by all living beings, regardless of race or creed. Even those who have denied the existence of the divine will be compelled to behold the glory of the Archangel, messenger of the Almighty." Once the imminent arrival of the Messiah is announced, Michael will lead the heavenly hosts in the final battle against the forces of evil led by Satan. This epic confrontation, which will echo to the ends of the cosmos, will determine the ultimate destiny of mankind. In the heat of battle, Michael will raise his sword of heavenly fire and confront Satan, his eternal adversary. Ignoring the bluster of his enemy, Michael will strike a decisive blow, sealing the victory of good over evil. Satan and his hosts will be confined to the depths of hell, while the faithful will be led into a new kingdom of peace and justice. Thus, Michael will play his role as herald of the Last Judgment, announcing the culmination of the eternal struggle between light and darkness. His voice will resound in the confines of the universe, marking the beginning of a new era for humanity. Certainly, the figure of the Archangel Michael has transcended the limits of time and culture, becoming one of the most venerated figures in the religious sphere. His presence in both Judaism and Christianity, where he is considered a saint of great importance, and his feast day is celebrated on September 29th. In the Catholic Church, Michael is one of the three main archangels, along with Gabriel and Raphael. He is considered the patron of warriors, policemen, sailors, and the sick. He is also invoked as a protector against evil and danger, and as a spiritual guide on the path to salvation. In the Eastern Orthodox world, Michael is venerated as the supreme archangel, the chief of the heavenly armies, and the protector of the church. Numerous churches and monasteries are dedicated to him, and his image appears frequently in art and religious iconography. Beyond the Judeo-Christian traditions, Michael has also found a place in other cultures and religions. In Islam, he is known as Archangel Michael and is considered one of the four chief archangels. In some esoteric traditions, Michael is associated with the planet Mercury and the element of fire. Throughout the centuries, devotion to Saint Michael the Archangel has remained alive in the hearts of the Catholic Church and millions of believers around the world. What role will the Archangel Michael play in the future of humanity? This video was created for Labyrinth of Crete. Thank you for joining us in a new story.